stands for procurement to pay. It deals with the process of procurement material or services required by an organization from an external source. So, all the organizations somewhere they have to procure some raw material, finished goods, semi-finished good to make some services or changes on the product, and then they will deliver the finished product in the market. So they have to procure some material from the market, and that is where procurement will come into picture. That what is the process of procurement, how we are going to procure. Usually an agreement containing all the details of the transactions, such as the type of material, price and the delivery date, is drawn between the purchasing and the selling party. So the both the parties will agree what need to be procured and what they are going to supply, what by what time and at what price the thing should be made available to the customer. So procurement cycle has few steps like determination of requirement. What is your requirement? What you wanted to procure exactly? If the requirement is vague, then the procurement will may not be very efficient and effective. To make the procurement efficient and effective, we have to be very clear on our requirement. Suppose somebody is running a in a shop. So for a garment shop, people should be very specific what type of cloth they wanted, what design of cloth they wanted. So if the requirement remains as a garment, it does not give a clear picture. So for determining the requirement, what need to be procured, people has to be very specific that this is the thing that I wanted to procure. If the requirement is determined correctly, that what is my requirement, then comes source of determination. Who is going to supply this particular thing that is needed and that particular time and in that particular budget. So time, budget and vendor selection happens in source determination phase. Then vendor selection happens based on our requirement, based on our available options, negotiated price and availability. At by the time we determine some vendor, and based on the vendor selection we go for PO processing. PO stands for purchase order. Purchase order processing means we are releasing officially a document. First legal document goes outside the organization stating that I need such and such quantity of such and such good by this time and at this price. After PO, order monitoring happens. Once the PO they accepted and acknowledged that we will supply you this much goods, then order monitoring starts. And what is the status of the order, whether it is shipped, whether it is ready or it's not ready, or the goods is in transit state, all this will happen in order monitoring phase. Then goods receipt will happen. So what then in goods receipt phase will match whether the same quantity, price, quality, the goods is being received or it's less price, sub standard quality goods will be returned back in the quality inspection phase, that will see in the goods received phase. Then invoice verification will happen, that what goods is being received at what price, what was the PO price and what is the invoice price. Based on that PO process, invoice verification will happen. Based on the invoice verification process, payment will be scheduled. So these are the phases of P2P cycle. So each phase has a certain process, certain procedures that will follow. So these are the 9 phases where complete MM activity happens. These are very crucial phases because maximum part of testing and interview questions will come from this phase. So this is the heart of SAP, SAP MM, where entire process for material procurement, monitoring, payment processing will be taken care of. Procurement cycle, as I said, has below stages: determination of material or services required, determination of sources supplied material or services, vendor selection, processing and monitoring of purchase order, goods receipt and inventory management, invoice verification, and payment processing. Determination of material or services required. So, it contains the details of quantity in material is required, quality and quantity, date by which material must be made available. Example, 100 pens are required by 22nd of this month. We'll see the detail in PR. So, this source determination happens through MRP, purchase requisition is created. So, we will see purchase requisition phase in the coming slides. Determination of source of supplying the material. Now, the second stage what we have seen there is determination of material or services required, that is taken care from internally from the organization, because in MM phase we are requesting somebody to supply some goods. So who is the demand creator? It's our organization people who are the demand creator. Either the demand comes from MRP, material requirement planning, or the demand comes from consumption based planning, or the demand comes from various reasons that we will see in the further stages how the demand for a material procurement comes into picture. That is part of purchase requisition. So we have a T code called purchase requisition T code. There we will see this material or services required. The second part is source determination, sources of supplying the material. In SAP, there are four ways through which we can determine the sources of supply. One is purchase info record, second is source list, third is past order history, and fourth is RFQ, request for quotation. Now we will see what is purchase info record. Purchase info record contains the information about a specific material or services which is purchased from a specific vendor. The information saved in PIR is used as a default data in some of the document such as purchase order. So we maintain a table, a kind of table in the application where sources of supply like material and its supplier is mentioned properly, and there are multiple fields which we will see in the coming slides that controlling parameters are there. So in if the purchase info record is maintained, it acts as a default data for purchase order. So when you are creating a purchase order, if the vendor and material combination is same, if the material is ordered, the vendor will be popped as an option, that will be as a default, that option will come into picture. The information found in the PIR is specific data that the vendor and the customer have negotiated a verbal or written agreement. PIR will be maintained only for the vendors with whom we have written confirmation about the material, quality, quantity that they will provide at this specific price. The PIR serves as a information for purchasing. It saves time and provide consistent data. So if the PIR is maintained for a material, we don't need to search for the search in the market who is the supplier, what is the quality. It acts as an instant source of supply, and it provide a consistent data, consistent information that if we go for this supplier, we will get this quantity at this price. PIR information is maintained at the plant level or purchasing organization level. So for each plant there can be a purchase info record maintained. Suppose if two different plants are located extremely outskirts, one is in Pune, another is in Bangalore, then they can maintain their purchase info records separately if the suppliers are they are purchasing material locally. Otherwise they can be on purchasing organization level, so that they can negotiate the price much better and they will have more accurate data to create purchase order. It is mandatory to maintain PIR for special procurement. PIR has following data: current and future price of the material, which include gross price, discount, freight charges. So everything is already negotiated and they have written document for this. What will be the gross price, what is the discount and freight charges, delivery date, and what is the time, what is the tolerance limit. What is tolerance? Tolerance meant if order has been raised for 100 quantity and then vendor can supply, tolerance is if 5%, then vendor can supply 95 or 105 quantity of goods. So 5% is the tolerance. So sometimes they will make this tolerance so that vendor has the flexibility to supply little less or little more. Availability period during which vendor can supply the material. It also says the availability of the material, by what time the material will be available. Reminders or purchasing value key. Purchasing value key is set as a reminder and it triggers an SMS or mail to the supplier saying that you need to supply such and such good in 10 days or in 7 days or in 5 days. So it's just a reminder for the vendor to supply goods and by what time they should meet their deadline. Purchase info record category. Now purchase info record category is to categorize different types of purchase info record. So PIR in general, there are multiple types of procurement. So based on the types of procurement, PIR purchase info record will also vary. So let's see first types of procurement. One is standard procurement. Standard procurement. So we will see these things in further details in later slides while discussing with PO. For the time being, we can understand that standard procurement is like our standard purchase. So for standard purchase, it's standard info record information, and this info record will include vendor price for supplying a particular material. Subcontracting is giving a subcontracting is if the material is being given for some partial assembling or partial service. Suppose a, a machine part is there where some third party assembling or third party manufacturing is required. So company will send their goods to the third party. Once the third party will do their partial assembling, same goods will be finished, semi-finished goods will be returned back to the organization so that they can be used in their further production. So subcontracting again comes for this kind of subcontracting we should have a different types of info record, because standard suppliers are just directly they are getting the PO and they are supplying. Subcontractors are they receive this order and after they acknowledge, the company send their own goods to the subcontractor. Subcontractor work on those goods which has been sent by the company, and then subcontractor supplies the same goods that was sent to them by the company. So for this kind of thing they need to have a separate purchase info record called subcontracting. Pipeline info records, material which provides for through pipeline are called pipeline material, like water, electricity, or some other consumable materials. So in this case, pipeline info record has to be maintained separately. Consignment is like if goods are supplied to a vendor and vendor will pay only for the goods which they have utilized, so such things are called consignment. For consignment they should have a separate info record for consignment of material. So consignment is kept in ordering party premises. The info record contain vendor price to be paid for the withdrawing of material from consignment stock. So what is the difference between consignment and selling? Selling means once you sold, you are liable to pay 100% for the sale amount. In case of consignment is kept in the vendor premises, and the vendor is liable to pay only for the material that they have utilized. They are not going to pay anything extra. If some material remains unutilized, they will not pay anything from that unutilized material. Purchase info record T codes. You can create purchase info record in SAP MM using T code ME11. Info record data, that means whatever info record is there, we can view it in two tables. One is EINA and EINE database table. How to view these database tables? We can go to SA16N and then we can enter these T codes in ENA, table name ENA. Then table ENA will be displayed and you can display ENA. Create PIR for 2 vendors and 5 material combinations using ME11. Display newly created PIR ME13. Change newly created PIR and save it using ME12. Verify that fields are correctly stored in database. Please find the next slide for PIR. Now we will see in the meanwhile few more topics of PIR database table. Simultaneously, we will view some fields in SAP PIR. So, what are the fields in PIR? General data screen, first, second, and third reminder expenditure. The reminder field contains the number of days for issuing letter or email can be sent through the vendor for this material. So they will send some reminder to the vendor that they need to supply so and so material by this day. A negative number indicate that message is prior to the delivery date, and the positive number indicate that message is after the delivery date. That if negative numbers are there, that means we are intimating you so and so date in advance. If dates are in positive, that means we have already crossed the delivery date. Please deliver the material as soon as possible. Vendor subrange can be used to subdivide the vendor's product into different ranges. For example, vendor could be an official product or company, and subrange could be computer, media, paper product, ink product, and so on. Vendor short number. When the purchase order is created, it uses the VSR short number from the PIR to sequence the material in the purchase order. Points. This field allows the purchasing user to enter the number of points that the recorded each time a certain value to the material is ordered. Salesperson or telephone. This field is only for information and not copied anywhere. This keeps the phone number of the salesperson and its other details. Written agreement, it talks about the what is the written agreement. If the product quality does not match, then what will be the written terms and conditions. Certificate category, category of the certificate issued to the vendor. Then the important fields are regular vendor. Regular vendor is a very important field because if we check this checkbox, the regular vendor will be suggested as the only source of supply. What is the mean of only source of supply? If this vendor is checked, that means whenever somebody is trying to order that material, automatically the suggested vendor from PIR will come into PO. So this will not allow you to change the vendor. Planned delivery time. Purchase order data screens are planned delivery time from vendor master, purchasing group from material master. So this planned delivery time will come from vendor master, planned delivery time in days, and then purchasing group will come from material master. Then condition type is there. What are the different conditions that need to be maintained for this material? Then net price calculation is also there, indicates the discounts and surcharges. Gross price excludes discount and surcharges. Effective price means net price, which that means it includes discount and surcharges plus cash discount plus delivery charges. So these are the basic fields in PIR, purchasing info record. Now database EINA has purchase PIR number, material group, vendor number and regular vendor. Like regular vendor means if you check this, it will be selected as the only source of supply. Then purchase PIR in purchasing organization data will be stored in EINA table, whereas purchasing organization, plant, purchasing group, minimum purchasing quantity, standard quantity ordered, rejection indicator and value type will be stored in this table. Important T codes are: for creating an info record it is ME11, changing an info record it is ME12, displaying an info record is ME13, flag an info record for deletion is ME15, delete the proposal for info record is ME16, archive administration is ME17, send purchase info record is ME18, list info record per vendor is ME1L and list info record per material is ME1M. So these are the important SAP AP info record T codes.